Today's episode of The Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and I like to party.
And I am the Sussman Rick Sussman, and I'll let you know, if necessary, I could play Catman tomorrow in the Secret Six movie. Just saying, just putting that out there. And you are watching The Read Pile.
It's the week of December 3rd, and here's some comic book news you can use.
If you haven't guessed, today's news segment will be about the Suicide Squad movie, having been officially announced. And we have a cast. And if I may...
Are you telling me all the ones that have been rumored are the peoples?
In this case, yes, actually. All of the clickbait that had been showing up that said that Will Smith was going to be Deadshot, Will Smith is Deadshot.
There you go. I thought it was a joke. I'm still hoping that it was a joke.
I still don't know who Margot Robbie is, but everyone keeps telling me she's great. And that she's going to be Harley Quinn. My big news is that Tom Hardy, don't need that anymore, Tom Hardy, my personal boyfriend, yes, Bane.
He's got way too many.
Well, it's kind of true. Bane. He was Jean-Luc Picard's clone and nemesis. He was recently in Peaky Blinders as the Jewish gangster, Solomon's. Tom Hardy's kind of the man, and he's going to be Rick Flag. I love the Suicide Squad. I'm a huge Suicide Squad person. Mm-hmm. I don't know who Rick Flag is. I really don't. I had to research it. I went to Wikipedia. He's like... So the most recent incarnation of Suicide Squad, the new Suicide Squad, which we're not reading, the one previous to that, they were led by the Unknown Soldier. You remember the guy with all the bandages? Kind of looked like Hush a little bit?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are speculating that the Unknown Soldier is Rick Flag. Because apparently, yeah.
Okay.
So, whatever. So that's cool. Will Smith is Deadshot. That's some big-time star power. That's interesting. Yeah. But we might as well get to the stuff that people are really freaking out about. And what I'm sure you have been literally chomping at the bit to tell me why you hate it. So Jared Leto is going to be the Joker. Angry Nerdgirl, the floor is yours.
I hate that guy. I cannot stand him.
Didn't see this coming.
What? And seriously, come on. What is the point? It's cool. Yeah. Have a little hint about Joker. Why...
Well, it is going to be a cameo, yeah.
Why advertise him all over the freaking internet like he's one of the main characters in Suicide Squad? He's never been part of the Suicide Squad.
No, but you're going to have Harley, so if you have Harley, you kind of have to have the Joker.
No, you don't.
Okay.
If you read comics,
here's the
good
problem.
separation.
Okay, but here's the problem. This is what I think is the issue. And we'll be talking about this more on other podcasts here on the Nerd Up Media Network, I'm sure. But what I think is the big issue is most of the world that reads or follows comics or, knows who Harley Quinn is. We all know she's the Joker's girlfriend, whatever.
It's true.
And then, the many variant incarnations of Harley. That said, they're obviously going to have to do a Harleen Quinzel origin story to explain her, right? Or are we all just going to magically know who Harley is? That's where I think the problem comes in.
If you're doing an origin story for her, then you're going to need to do an origin story for everybody else.
Deadshot for
completely understand that. It's probably going to be something brief, but I feel like, are we trying to concentrate more on her? We shouldn't. The idea is that it's a team.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to accept each one of these characters and bring them together, and that's the idea. If you're going to just concentrate on one, then why don't you just do a movie for Harley Quinn?
Well, see, that is a good question. If we just had a Harley Quinn movie instead of the Suicide Squad movie, I know my nerd rage would probably be a little bit more satiated, and because I want Floyd to be the man. Because Floyd is my boy. And Will Smith is going to be Floyd. And I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because Will Smith, He's been the man for a long time. He's gonna be my favoritist DC guy outside of the Batmans. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
On the same token, I'm worried that it's just gonna be like, there's Harley. And then Floyd's just gonna be like, hey everybody, I'm Will Smith, Fresh Prince, got a gun, I'm a wrist. But, I mentioned how I could be Catman at any time, and that's a reference to the fact that I've already read Secret Six. I posted my micro review. Gail, big ups, thank you. It's time for us to hear what you had to say about Secret Six. Shall we?
Okay. Time for comic book reviews. I'm going to start with one. I said I would give it a chance, so I did. Fury Quest. And it is The Outcast. I'm sure, yes, there's probably several different stories here and there, and you can definitely tell that there are others. Especially by the end of this issue. Here's the thing. I don't care. I'm not going to read any more of it. I had an interest, because you know what? I love the whole fairy tale thing. I love hearing different versions of it. I like hearing how somebody wants to portray these characters and create new lives for them in different situations, not just in an adult version, but maybe a twisted version or just comical, whatever it may be. I love seeing different varieties. This one in particular, not very interesting. Fortunately, you could tell where they're really trying, but trying too hard. And it just seemed like we were putting too many characters jammed into this one story. It's like, yeah, I get it. Okay, It was like the pilot of Gotham. Too many characters just in there together, and it was just ridiculous. I would love to give you another try, but I just don't have time. There are too many other fairy tale type stories going on out there that are wonderful as is, and I'm already in love with them. I'm not even going to bother with this one anymore. Sorry. But, on a happier note, Grayson, number 5, continues to be absolutely amazing. You can just tell that Nightwing is bleeding through him everywhere. He's there. He lives. And it's pretty amazing. If you're not reading it, just to make it very simple for you, Paragon is collecting parts of people to create something, and he is there to figure out why. And this issue, he's collecting a part. I'm not going to even tell you really what's going on, because the story is amazing. How you can tell his character, who he is portrayed in every page of this book with hardly anything told. You can just tell the way he behaves and what he has to do and who he is trying to protect. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I'm never going to stop reading it. Even if it continues this way, if he doesn't become Nightwing and he just continues with this character, you can tell who he is every single time. And it's beautiful. I look forward to the next issue, and I know you can tell there's an end coming. It's got to. They can't keep doing this. And we will see. But something amazing happened. Secret Six. It is my pick of the week. Of course, Gail Simone, you have caught my attention once again, every time. Wonderful. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a sucker, and this is not really ruining anything, but Ventriloquist is in it. I'm a sucker for it. Every version. Love it. Can't get enough of it. And the fact that Gail Simone even has this character in here and is writing, I love it. I can't get enough of it. And the idea of Secret Six, yes, there is a huge secret that I need to know about. I want to know. I don't care what they need to figure out. I want to know. So, she just knows how to write. She knows how to drag you in immediately. I didn't even get 2 pages in, and I was already in love with the whole idea of what's going on. And I didn't even know what was going on yet. So, definitely, I strongly encourage, even if you are not familiar with a lot of the characters that are in this series, it's Gail Simone. She's going to be awesome. You know it's going to be awesome. Just pick up the first issue. Just try it, and you're going to be hooked. So, there you go. It's like drugs. She is drugs. She is the best drug. But, okay. So we're going to move on to Freak.
Okay, so Gail Simone is a drug. Sure. Speaking of drugs, I have a fine read pile, all of which could probably be referred to as shocking endings. See? We're doing themes from now on with my read piles. You figuring that out yet? Alright. Thank you, behind the camera individual. First, I have this adorable hardcover from called Just the Tips from that should be up here right now, from Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky, the gentlemen's behind the awesome that is Sex Criminals. And what this little hardcover is adorable, but it's also a collection of like their best all the stuff that you see at the end of an issue, like all the back pages stuff. Like Karen Gillan, he writes a lot of really awesome like essays on the back of his pages. Well, the stuff that shows up at the back of Sex Criminals is not as heady, I suppose, is what Karen says sometimes. It's actually kind of funny. And the guys, along with their own like witticisms and humorousness, have put together a book of things. I will try and read you one. Here, this is pretty PG-13, which is about as racy as our show gets. Quote, "You're always looking for the kind of partner who is an alien in the streets, but a predator in the sheets." So it's like dumb nerd sex jokes, and it's really, really funny. It's if you have the $13, it makes for good, good man cave reading. Anyhow, let's get to some comic books. First things first, we have. We'll go with this. We have. Boop. Uber, number 20. In this issue, we're not really learning so much as discovering. So for those of you who are World War II aficionados, and if you're reading Uber, you probably are, we know that, I can't think of his name, Mengele, Joseph Mengele, and the guy who created all of Germany's propaganda film. My German film teacher is very mad at me for not remembering his name. And it's even in the book. I could have researched this, but laziness. Anyway, we get to see what the German propaganda machine would have been doing in this alternate universe. How they were being used to create more, propaganda for Germany, and how that benefited the war. And as I've always said, what's really great about Uber is it really is an alternate reality take on World War II and World War I. But it's really, really cool to see these historically accurate situations being played out slightly differently or more accustomed to what would be in a superhero book. So, very cool. Uber, of course, is really good. We've been over this. I don't really review Uber much anymore just because it's always on my read pile and it's always good. And I don't know what else I can say to make you people buy it, but you should. Next up, Gotham Academy. Number 3. So, interesting side note, I discovered that there is a... How do I put this? An Easter egg? Yes. There is an Easter egg of sorts between Arkham Manor, something somebody else in this episode is reading but not this week, and Gotham Academy, a book where said person maybe said she wasn't interested in reading a book about a silly girl named Silverbrook. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. I really love Gotham Academy. We've been over this. And in Arkham Manor, we note that Sybil Silverbrook is one of the inmates. Well, yeah, that's Olive's like mom or older sister or something. And I think whatever happened last summer to Olive, which is what the crux of Gotham Academy's first arc has sort of been, may be why Sybil is in Arkham Manor. Again, if you're reading both, you'll know that, and I think it's cool, because one of the main... Actually, this is legit, not even me being funny. one of the main critiques about DCU books have always been that, well, how can Batman be in like 3 different places at the same time? Or how come Superman never knows what Batman's up to? And in Marvel, they have this shared universe where every now and again, like, Spider-Man hangs out with the Avengers or whatever. Well, here we have 2 sort of like indie-ish DC books, and they're having a shared universe event. And I think that's really neat, even if it is just like a little Easter egg. But now we must get to the pick of the week. Pick of the week. So like I said, unexpected endings. Chew 45. Should be here now. I will not give the spoiler away. I will say that this issue features a very, very big death. And Chew has not been a book where people live. There's been lots of deaths in Chew. One of the most important deaths was Tony's twin sister dying. So the person that dies in this issue should not come as a surprise that it happened, but it is so unceremonious and so off-putting that the entire internet comic book community has sort of, and myself included, been tweeting photos of their reaction to John Layman and Rob Kilroy. Mine was sort of like this after I read it. Because it was sad. But it was really good. And you know what? It's a sign of great writing when a character dies in a book and you stop dead and realize, poor choice of words, I guess, and realize how much that fictional character meant to you now that they've been killed off. Possibly killed off. It's comic books. You're never 100%. But, man, if a book can make you feel, it's got to be your pick of the week. It might not be a drug, but it's close. For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's this week for the Read Pile. Ricardo?
That is not my name.
What are we thinking?
Yay. Well, we want to thank our favorite drug, I guess, Gail Simone. I also wanted to give a shout out to, God, I never get his last name right. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Greg Capulo. He does the art for Batman. He also, I tweeted him an image today of the latest issue of Spawn and how it looks interestingly similar to a recent issue of Batman. And he retweeted it, and it exploded all over the internet. We gained like half a dozen followers because of it. So thank you, Greg. We appreciate that, sir. We also appreciate your art. And I wanted to thank us, the Nerd Up Media family of networks, because we got bumper stickers, yo! We'll be adding these. I know Tom from Those Two Jerks, who I also have a podcast with, will be putting one on his car, and I will be putting one on mine, and Daniel from Reasons I'm Broke, and hopefully we'll get enough... Maybe. If you're nice. Hopefully we'll get these up on our shop site so that you too can get a Nerd Up Media bumper sticker, and you could tell everyone that you're a part of the Nerd Up Media family. So thank you in advance. Is there anyone else you wanted to thank this week? Any cat references you wanted to make?
I would like to thank my cats for not puking this week.
Oh wow,
whole week. Not a single hairball.
A whole week.
No hairballs.
Must be the cool weather. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Come on, Secret Agent Dummy, let's see you do this.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has not taught me anything. I don't know what to do.
Are you seriously using a pair of scissors to get your...
If you use the big piece. Okay. Here's the thing. Look. It worked.
I guess that's our outro.